Hi, thanks for tuning in to Atomic-Moto's review of the Forma Cape Horn waterproof boot. The Cape Horn boot is really more of a touring boot than an adventure touring boot, but it actually does have good use, good purchase in adventure touring also, and then we like that kind of broader range, and also fills a spot in our line, something a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more soft, a little bit more street-oriented. This is the most road-oriented boot that we have, in fact. A couple of words about Forma. They are an Italian manufacturer. They have typical Italian quality, make a great boot. In fact, they build private label product for some really high-end, well-known brands such as BMW. And in fact, you'll even see some resemblance in this boot to some other BMW models. There's some components actually from this boot that were used on some BMW boots that Forma built for them. They are not really well known in the USA because they haven't had a distributor here in quite some time. However, with a little bit of cooperation and support from their Australian distributor, Frontier, they have re-entered the US market, and we welcome them here. We know this company, have known them for quite a bit of time. I actually am friends with the founder and owner of the company. He's a great product guy, and we really like their stuff. So on to this boot, the Cape Horn. As I said, it is a little bit more of a touring boot than something that's oriented toward the dirt, and you can kind of see that in the silhouette of it and the shape of the sole. The construction of it is still very, very high-end. It is made with a combination of premium oil tan leather, and you see that here on the toe area and along the sides, and also some molded synthetic leather here along the shank of the boot, the leg of the boot, with a little bit of molded in padding here over the ankle. Same thing on the inner ankle. You see that it's got some molding in here. It has a little bit of a hard reinforcement here around the heel counter. It is a molded sole construction, and in fact, it has a little bit of a couple of cool options. Forma is a really innovative company, and they do some kind of interesting things. They added a little toe cap piece that the owner can choose to put on if he wants to. They give you the screws and such to install it. It's got a nice big protector shifter pad here, rubber shifter pad sewn on, nice and soft. Doesn't impede the flex in the toe area. That's really good. Fully waterproof construction. Forma uses a good Italian high-quality membrane inside, and this is a fully waterproof boot. It has a really unique opening here at the upper. It's got a good strong piece of Velcro here. We don't love Velcro, but this is actually a pretty high-quality piece of Velcro, and it actually has another second piece here on the inside. And what that allows you to do is to really open up the boot quite a bit and get a lot of space in there to get your foot into the opening. You can see it a little bit better from this angle, from this side. It really opens up quite a bit, and so that gives you a good spread. Also, this extra bit of adjustment is nice because we tried this. You can actually wear this boot with pants tucked in or with pants over the top. You can wear it with a motocross style knee shin guard even inside the boot, which is rare for something that is considered more of a touring model. It's got a lot of padding on the inside. That's something that you always want to look for, always want to check. You want to see what the padding is around the ankle and see if that continues down into the foot chamber in and around the toe, because that helps you feel a little bit more secure in there and gives you a little bit more comfort. Forma advertises that this has an air pump footbed, and we had to call Forma just before we started this video and ask them to explain it because we couldn't really figure it out, and it's kind of interesting. There's a small raised area right here in this rather inexpensive footbed. All boot manufacturers seem to think that it's okay to skimp and put cheap footbeds in their product. It's really not, but they're getting away with it because customers aren't screaming about it. But you have this small raised area here, and supposedly this raised area, when you step on it, pumps air underneath the bottom of the footbed and circulates air. And frankly, that feature is a little thin in our opinion, but that's how they explain it. That aside, we really like the construction of the boot. It is nice fitting. It has a very, very wide toe box. It's got a lot of flex in the forefoot. You can see that here. Good support here under the foot peg. It's pretty rigid in this area. I can't really bend it, but it's good for standing on the foot peg, and yet also has good flex in the forefoot for walking. Field comments on the Cape Horn boot. We have not used this one yet on the motorcycle. It's brand new for us. We have been wearing it around in the office. I have a pair out being tested right now, but I haven't gotten first initial impressions on that yet. I'm waiting to do that soon. But we can make a pretty good explanation of how this boot it works and whether you'll like it or not. It has a nice, very typical, very traditional touring boot feel. You know, nice wide grippy sole. That's one of the things that I didn't give you a shot of. If you look, you can see here the sole has a nice lug pattern on it. It is an oil resistant sole. That means it won't slip or be damaged if you're in the gas station and you put your foot down in a little bit of petrol. Because it's wider here in the heel and wider in the toe, it is nice and stable, nice and easy to walk in. This is another point. You know, if you want to check the quality of the build of a boot from a motorcycle manufacturer, set it up like this and see how flat it sits. If it sits cocked off to one side, that means the assembly, when they put the sole on, didn't go quite right, and it means that the factory probably is a little bit off in quality. This one, you can see, sits perfectly. It sits very, very well. The overall build quality of this is really nice. If you look, all the stitching is really precise. Double stitching everywhere, really straight. Not a lot of excess sewing margin on it. The feel of it is quite good. There's, like I said, a good amount of padding in the ankle, both on the inside and also in these molded pieces that you see here and here. So when you put it on, it has a very, very solid feel around your ankle, yet it is nice and soft and cushy and easy to walk in. The weight of the boot is rather low. This one weighs about 2.8 pounds. Surprisingly, that's actually a little bit higher than some of the adventure touring and dual sport boots from this brand and from some other similar ones. And we think that is due to some of the extra padding that this one has. More padding. Padding is actually fairly weighty, and that's why this one is a little bit high. It is also relatively tall. This is a size 45, excuse me, this is a size 46, and it is about 13.75 inches tall, and that's good because it gives you a little bit more clamping around the leg, and that helps to protect yourself by distributing the force of any particular incident up through the structure of the boot. So who is this boot for? This is a great fit for people who are riding sport touring bikes, people doing a lot of walking, some of the more street or road-oriented adventure touring bikes. In fact, a lot of the adventure touring bikes are migrating a little bit more toward a street-esque construction. We're going to write some blog posts about that pretty soon. But this is for the guy that is a little bit more street or touring oriented and a little bit less backcountry or adventure oriented. It is quite comfortable, it is nice and light, really, really premium construction, and frankly, for the price, you get a really, really good level of build quality. That's something that Forma is quite good at. They bring a lot of innovation and a lot of a greater than normal amount of features to the market for any given price point. It is available in sizes 40 through 48. We have a conversion chart on our website. You can take a look at that, but a 48 is roughly about a size 13, maybe a little bit bigger than a 13, and a 40 is pretty small, about a size 7. Retails for $299. Fully waterproof construction. It's available only in black. So that's our review of the Forma Cape Horn boot. Thanks for tuning in. We are Atomic-Moto, www.atomic-moto.com, home of the bombers. We are mission focused on being product experts, making sure that we get a deeper understanding of the construction and function of everything that we sell whenever we can. We use it, test it out in the field, play with it in the office a little bit, make sure that we really understand it so that we can make good recommendations to you for your bike, your type of riding, your region. Thanks for tuning in.